welcome all. It is Monday, but it is a very special Monday, and I welcome you back for another 10 minutes of truth on a very special Monday. The Monday is Memorial Day 2020, and I don't want to get in too much into all of what Memorial Day is specifically, other than a brief and simple explanation of the holiday itself, because there is a little bit of confusion between the differing holidays that have to do with veterans and people that have served. So there are three holidays. There's Veterans Day, there's Armed Forces Day, and today, on this day, it is Memorial Day. So let's get real specific. So today, just to get some images up for you, I had a lot of work with these. So this is Supermex's Memorial Day message to you, remembering those who sacrificed for this country. So specifically, here's the best and simplest definition for those of you guys that don't know the difference between the varying holidays that are for veterans and for people that have served. Let's get that one up. So here you go. Memorial Day is the day that's set aside to remember with gratitude and pride all those who served and died. And there's the specific, and died for our country and our freedom. May your day be filled with memories and peace. God bless America. So I'm going to be specific here for the people that have died. So I am a veteran, but I was fortunate enough and lucky enough to not have to sacrifice myself for my beliefs and my principles in my country. But there are plenty, many, a lot, thousands, millions that have died for this country so that you and I can have this holiday that we're enjoying today and over the weekend. Let's get to, I'm going to give you a special clip before we get started. So I've got plenty of images. Let's be clear here. Plenty of images, but I did see one really, really good message that I got kind of choked up on. It is from the 40th Chief of Staff of the United States Army, a general by the name of James McConville. This is a really good 1-minute piece. Stay with me, watch this, and on the other side we'll finish up with the remainder of our images and my special message to you for this evening. Let's go ahead and play.
I stand here on the hallowed grounds of Arlington National Cemetery on this important day for our nation. This Memorial Day, I ask that we all take a moment to remember our fallen heroes, those who have been laid to rest here at Arlington and those in other cemeteries around the world. Take a moment to remember America's sons and daughters who fought for victory and who paid the ultimate sacrifice in the defense of our great nation. Today we honor our fallen and their families who have carried on the honor of their loved ones. Remember those who raised their right hand and said, "Here I am, send me." These soldiers are my heroes. These soldiers sacrificed their lives, their dreams, and their futures so we can fulfill ours. These soldiers represent the best of America. They leave a proud legacy for their families and for our future generations to emulate. And this nation, our nation, is forever grateful to them. Thank you for remembering our fallen soldiers this Memorial Day. We remain Army strong.
There you go. From someone who has served far longer and has given far more than I ever will, and with nothing but appreciation and respect to General McConville, I want you to take to heart and to understand the meaning of that message. But in addition, as we finish out the 10 minutes of truth, I want to add some depth and some breadth, if not some comprehension, to the meaning of what Memorial Day is to me and what I hope it is to a majority, if not all of you. Here's a nice poem that I pulled up. It is the soldier, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of the press. Absolutely 100% accurate and true. Not to disparage or take away from what the reporter does. They're doing their job, and they need to do that job, by the way. They need to safeguard freedom of speech, freedom of the press. It is the soldier, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech. Also the same. Poets, artists, creatives in this country need to continue to do their thing. But it is the soldier that gives the poet that freedom of speech. It is the soldier, not the campus organizer, who has given us the freedom to demonstrate. Absolutely 100%, much akin to the first two. It is the soldier who salutes the flag, who serves beneath the flag, and whose coffin is draped by the flag, who allows the protester to burn the flag. You heard me correctly. Some of you out there, some of my fans, some of you that are loyal to me, find that anathema. And it hurts me as well to see the flag burned. However, I would not believe in what this poem is saying and trying to convey and I would not believe in the sacrifice of those people that have served and given their lives for those freedoms and those principles on this Memorial Day if I didn't believe in your absolute right to express yourself in those freedoms, provided, again, you're not harming another, because your freedoms end at the doorstep of another's. Don't forget that. Our freedoms end at the doorstep of another American. Be absolutely clear about that. Great poem. I'd like you guys to take a look at that. Look that up. Check it out. You can pull up on any search engine really easily. Let's go forward and get into a little further depth here. And they for who their country die shall fill an honored grave. For glory lights the soldier's tomb, and beauty weeps the brave. This is another quote. Joseph Rodman Drake. Go back there for a second, KP. This is what most people, a lot of people do understand about Memorial Day. It's about grieving for and remembering the ones that have lost their lives. If you know that much, then this is adequate here. This is a young wife grieving at the tomb of her husband early in life and no longer with that person, but still grieving, remembering what was done for this country and the sacrifice on her end, not just the husband and the man, but on her end as well. Okay, let's go to the next one. A hero is someone who has given his or her life to something bigger than oneself. Joseph Campbell. And that is apropos and sums up in total what it is to be a hero. Giving of oneself, sacrificing oneself for the greater good, not self-interest, not what's good for me, not how much money I'm making, not what I want to do, but what's good for all so that everyone can do. Think about that for a second. Let's go ahead and go to the next. So I'm going to hit you with some tough stuff here because it is super mixed, and this is 10 minutes of truth. Memorial Day is the day to promise yourself to become a more responsible citizen of America. This is indeed the best way to pay tribute to our soldiers. Hold here for a second, KP. The message they're trying to convey to you is it isn't enough, and I will say that now, in the times that we live in, 243, almost 244 years of us being a nation and a people. The message they're conveying to you is simple. Is the day to promise to yourself, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking to you directly, to become a more responsible citizen of America. Be a better American. This is indeed the best way to pay tribute to our soldiers. I cannot tell you over a lifetime how many times I've heard someone thank me for my service or for the service of all my forefathers before me. My son has served. Both grandfathers served in World War II. I've had gazillions of uncles and cousins and everybody else in between serve. My family's going on 5 generations of service, infantry. We go into the front line. All we ask is you be a better American. Don't thank me for my service. It's not necessary. Which leads me to my next slide. In layman's terms, this is about as simple as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to thank a soldier, I'm deadly serious now. If you want to thank a soldier, those fortunate enough to still be breathing air and not in a grave because they've lost their lives in service to their country, if you want to thank a soldier, if you really, really care, and you're not just saying it because it's a platitude and you think it's necessary to say it on these days because you don't want to seem like you don't care. If you really want to thank a soldier, be the kind of American worth fighting for. Be the kind of American that is worth fighting for. Be the kind of American that I want to fight for, that I'm willing to die for. Be the kind of American that I would gladly go out and put my life on the line so you can live your freedoms, life, liberty, and the pursuit, provided you're making this a better country. Otherwise, why would I bother? Why do we do that? So we can watch this country tear itself apart from within? Watch blatant demagoguery on display with no repercussion? That's not why we serve. And for damn sure why we don't want to be thanked. There are simple thank yous. You don't have to tell a soldier, and I can tell you firsthand because I know a lot of veterans. None of us would flinch an inch, none of us would care a minute if none of the Americans in this country said thank you to us, if all they did was be better Americans. So I'm going to put it right back on you. in this very special 10 minutes of truth that I've put a lot of time and thought into over this weekend as I've watched my country eat itself alive from within. It ain't the virus. The virus didn't do this to us. The virus has exacerbated and sped up the problems and magnified them tenfold, if not more. It's not a virus. It's us. I have looked within, and it is us. You want to help America? Help here. Help here. Let's get that piece up, KP. That is what we're looking at right now. Some of you don't want to see it, but I drop down facts on this show and this program, and I speak the damn truth. 10 minutes of it for the most part, at least on this show. But part and parcel every single day of my life and ever since I left service. American deaths. That's actually a depreciated number. It's about to there, and you all know, if you're living in America somewhere, not under a rock, we are nearly at 100,000 American deaths. American job loss, about to hit 40 million. You heard what I said, 40 million in a country of 329. In a country of 329 million, we have 40 million jobless. American debt, now in excess of a quarter, 25.5 trillion dollars of debt. And all of you watching this show, you're smart enough. If you're watching me, you're not dumb. If you're watching me, you're probably on this end of the scale. You know what that means if we're at 25.5 million right now. Trillion. If we're at 25.5 trillion now, you know it's not going down. There is nothing we're going to be able to do in the short term, at least right now, to address that issue. Because that is a massive long-term issue that we're passing on to future generations. And I'm going to say this again. The people that we're honoring today, the people that are in graves today, that have given their lives for this country, I can tell you right now, I'm pretty damn certain that that's not why they served, that's not why they sacrificed their lives, so we can hand that kind of debt, those kinds of problems, those kinds of debts, those kinds of job losses to a succeeding and successive generations of Americans. That's not why they serve. They serve so we can be better. They serve so we can honor what's come before and make better what comes forward. Do you understand? To honor what has come before us and to make better what comes forward into succeeding generations of Americans. That's what I want you to consider. Damn it, don't thank me, and don't just go out and have a good time, kick back at the beach, socially gather, not distance. Don't thank a veteran. Don't thank a soldier. Thank this damn country by helping address these problems. And yeah, you're going to say, well, how do I do it? Everybody does a part. We're 329 million strong. And I'm pretty damn tired of America making excuses for what we are no longer, for what we aren't anymore. There was a time in this country when we didn't hear excuses. We just made things happen. We did things. We didn't make excuses. Find a way. Find a way. Create. Do. Add. Work with other people. Stop making excuses. Stop crying. Stop complaining. Stop blaming everybody else. Grab yourself up by your damn bootstraps. Remember that line? And make things happen. And if 329 million of us do that, this country will be back to what it was. America will be great again, because it isn't great right now. Drop that on your table. That's my message to you, 10 minutes of truth. As we go out, in remembrance on my end, my hard thought, I came across this image as I was looking at all the others of what I wanted to do for this show. This one is gorgeous. This is a beautiful image. This is a beautiful image. You know what the flag is? It is the flag handed to the loved ones, wife, husband, family member of someone lost in service. It's a gorgeous image. And it's the one that struck me the most and the one I wanted to finish on. But as we sign off tonight, I'm going to sit up at attention and we're going to play some taps to honor all the people in this country that have given their lives, not just for this country, but for the principles of this country and what it is to be American, that I'm laying back on you tonight. I'm not getting on you, being angry with you. I'm being serious with you. I'm challenging you. Because there was a time when Americans liked challenges. I still do. And I'm going to hazard a guess, and maybe out there, some of you watching today, some of you still do too. We just need to move that number a little bit more this way than that. Stay with me now. It'll be a crazy ride the rest of this year. But for right now, let's go ahead and honor the people that have given their lives for this country, serving its principles over succeeding generations since 1776. We're nearly 244 years old. Think about that. Why don't you go back and watch this 10 minutes of truth, because it's hard-hitting, heavy, but all honest and all truth. And definitely a message you need to hear. If someone else didn't tell it to you, I was going to, and I've done that. I submit for your approval. Go ahead, KP. Thank you.